to the latest episode of Nerds Amalgamated. It's our 1 year anniversary episode. I am the DJ, and with me today is Buck.
Hello, how are you?
Not too bad. How are you?
I'm marvellous.
Oh, fun day?
It was.
What'd you get up to?
Did a lot of running around, getting ready for university, a lot of reading, play some games, and most important, I slept.
Fuck.
Yeah.
How can you be marvellous if you're a DC fan?
Oh!
It's because DC came up with the idea of being marvellous, and then Marvel had to copy that. And they couldn't actually do it, so they just had to call themselves that. So that's the only way they're marvellous.
And the other person is the professor.
It's their anniversary.
Yay!
Woohoo!
We're 1 year old today.
I specifically went to the shops to get some of these for that joke.
Oh, that is awesome. Oh man, we could do something. We could do something for our 1 year.
We're
We're doing it.
We're recording an episode.
Oh man.
And the professor and I are actually sitting near each other. We kicked you out of the room because it was overpowering everybody else's microphone,
But man, so many memories after that 1 year. So many good memories.
Remember all the times I had to edit you out, you saying something stupid?
And so many jokes we made about you, Professor.
yes. Are you still convinced that the new Doctor is a female? He's gone quiet. I better be careful, he might mute me.
Or I could be sneaking up behind you with a knife.
No, I've got glass windows in front of me so I can see the reflection of anyone coming near me. Plus I can... Oh, he just stuck his head around the corner. He's not happy.
Yeah, I don't think I'd be able to sneak up on him from this angle.
It's like the professor...
Actually, this was the perfect time. We could have had the Nerf gun, except the DJ's down in the other room. We can't shoot him.
Oh man, so we got an interesting set of topics this week. So we've got bandages.
Are you sure?
Oh yeah, we've got bandages using electric zaps. An update about Black Mesa and Miss Fury.
Is it Black Mesa or Black Mesa?
Black Mesa.
Mesa. Okay. Because it's one of those things you always hear people pronouncing it in different ways. So I just want to clarify.
All good. Anyways, let's start with you, Buck. You've got the topic about bandages using electric zaps.
Well, it's a little bit more complicated than that. It's looking at the fact that improving the speed of healing by zapping wounds with gentle bursts of electricity. So it's not a massive electric shock, and you don't even have to carry a battery pack. So it's actually going to be generating power from your own bodily movement. So, yeah, all the technology's pretty much figured out, and researchers have already produced a working prototype. And the researchers who are behind this are from the University of Wisconsin, Madison. We have Zidong Wang is the main guy behind it. So, yeah. Engineers making medicine better. We're moving closer to Star Trek, where we have our own little handheld zappers to do your healing.
It just this type of technology reminds me of those muscle stressors that you see what people wear on their chest just to get their chest muscles vibrating. They said it's
Yeah, except
one
this
zap
one's
is
not a
equivalent.
con.
Pun?
This one's not a scam.
Well, the actual idea of those electric muscle stimulation devices isn't actually a scam. That does actually work. It was originally developed for physiotherapy, for muscle regeneration and so forth after accidents. Some people would use it, the proper ones, for muscle generation, which, such as Bruce Lee famously did it because he was too busy working on scripts and other things. But yeah,
Yeah, I remember I was watching Dragon, the Bruce Lee story, and remember the actor playing as Bruce Lee was wearing that machine. And he said like it was equivalent of having 300 push-ups.
yeah, but that wasn't the same as what you buy on one of those online commercials. The one that he was using was the actual proper physiotherapy one, which costs a few $1,000s.
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind one of them though. Then I could never leave my chair. Like, just make a full bodysuit, and I'll just sit in my chair gaming all day.
Yeah, I've had similar ideas. It can also set it so it actually does like a massage pulse to relax the muscles to reduce stress and so forth as well. And then you have the DJ's ones, which vibrate apparently,
yeah, that's the one I was talking about. The electric muscle stimulation. That's the one I was talking about.
and they're sold at all those good adult shops with you can find locally. But yeah, no, the article that we have here is talking about how Wang's group have developed this bandage and they've tested them on the actual prototypes on 10 injured rats. And as they breathed in and out, their wounds received tiny electrical shocks. And yeah, they healed a lot quicker.
So is the pulse generated by their lungs moving?
Well, it's as the body moves. So it was depending on where the injury is. So if it's on your arm, as your arm moves, the movement generates electrical impulse. It was just on the rats. It was, I'd say the wound was probably on the body. So therefore, as they're breathing in and out, that's body movement.
By the way, Buck, that device that they showed on Star Trek, it's called a dermal regenerator. It's an easily operable medical tool used by several civilizations to heal minor skin wounds.
And folks, the DJ is actually currently hoping to get a position on Iron Chef, as he runs around going, Iron Chef, Iron Chef. The chef on such and such has got octopus. Yeah. Look, moving along. There's they're saying no pain, big gain. It's still early days with this sort of technology, and you've got to be careful because overuse can cause problems, and you've got to be careful when you're applying electricity to the body because you can impact on the central nervous system, and prolonged exposure to electricity can also create issues with the skin. So, yeah.
Did they say how many volts? What's the voltage they've used for healing wounds?
Well, it would depend on the size of the the band aid, and how much you move. It's still very early days. So yeah,
Yeah, I can see at least this is better than the age old band aids where you have to rip it out and scream in pain when you rip out a band aid.
well, it's still going to be a band aid.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping this will alleviate the pains of taking out a band aid.
Are you a wimp, DJ?
Has anyone got a roll of duct tape?
Oh,
So yeah, look, honestly, there's no mention in the article anywhere and any of the information about it that says voltage or ampage or anything like that. It just refers to more electrical charge. But yeah,
another cool tech to anticipate in the future.
definitely.
Awesome. All right, moving along. Professor, you've got some updates on the Black Mesa game.
Yeah, the Crowbar Collective, who are the people making Black Mesa, have come out with the latest update. They're still working on the Zen chapter for the game, which is a remake of the original Half-Life. And they've just released a announcement showing some of the new levels and how they're animating the Gonarch enemy. I'm not the biggest fan of the changes they've made since the last set of pictures of these levels. I feel like it's gone too blue.
So when you say blue, do you mean like blue Oyster blue or?
No, I mean, if it like the last picture in the article is comparison shots of some art from October,
Mm-hmm.
and you can see the tinting of the image has shifted all the way blue.
Hmm.
I see where you're coming from. It feels more cinematic though.
I think the originals are more cinematic. They have a nicer tone, and the glowing stands out better.
Yeah, but could that also just be someone played with the contrast settings on their monitor and the game setup and took the pictures?
Well, it's possible, and they're still working on them. So, I mean, the article itself says that the sun effect is too hot, so maybe they'll turn it down before the next update.
Okay. No, I have to say I can see the issue with the blue, but the bottom picture you got more clarity, so you can actually see more what's happening.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's better lit, isn't it?
Yeah.
yeah. And plus, when you compare the bottom picture, the before picture looked like more of a horror suspense game. The after picture looks more like more, yeah, looks more brighter.
Like he's chowing down on his lollies.
Mm. Hey, it's a party in here, and everyone's invited.
But man, that's an interesting update. I'm looking at the cinematic physics as well, and that looks cool as well with the
Yeah, I feel like that'll be pre-rendered sort of stuff. Like they've done a simulation to determine how they want it to act, and they're going to bake it in.
So this is all in development still, or
Yeah, it's the Black Mesa team. They're kind of famous for missing deadlines.
Yeah, we're talking about them the other week, weren't we?
yeah, we were.
Yeah, quite a while back now, I think.
Yeah. But I will say this is a massive improvement, though.
It is. They've put 10 years of work into this, and you can play the first 2/3 of the game on Steam, and it's looking amazing. The first 2/3 are absolutely perfect.
Awesome.
The last third, the Zen chapter, I'm really excited to see how they've reimagined it because a lot of people didn't like the original. I didn't mind it, but it'll be. I want to know how they envision it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just having, like I said, I'm having a look at the article, and
Well, while he's reading the article, I'm going to play a game.
But yeah, I like I said, that's I'm looking at the comments for this article, and everyone's pretty hyped up for this. Like really good reviews. They're all saying like this. Like one comment saying this is brings back a part of my childhood, and so I think they're hitting the right notes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So will you still be buying the game when it comes out?
I've already bought it. They released it, the first 2/3 of it years ago.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Anyways, moving along. I've got a very famous superhero that we have never heard of until now.
Does not compute.
Okay, so the superhero I'm talking about is her name is Miss Fury, originally known as Black Fury, and she became the first major female superhero to go on print.
Uh-huh. So when was that?
This was in 1941, April. So this is
So we're not even American dating system now. We're doing year then month.
yeah, oh yeah.
So she was just a few months after Superman came swooping out of the Manhattan skies.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Although I will say this though, did she beat Wonder Woman by more than 6 months?
Mm-hmm. And who was her creator?
Her creator, whose real name was June.
Mm-hmm.
June, is it June Mills? Hang on a second, Miss Fury. Black Fury. Yes.
Did not do the research.
Oh no, I did the research.
Well, obviously not, because you don't know who drew it.
It was basically it was created on. It was debuted on April 6, 1941, and created by the artist Tape Mills. Basically,
Whose real name was June. So
yeah,
maybe it's June Mills?
yeah. Yeah. So this,
Fig jam, folks. It's not even my story, and I can figure that out.
but yeah, her backstory is pretty interesting as well. So it was basic. So her backstory is basically one night, a girl named Marla Drake finds out that her friend Carol is wearing an identical gown to a masquerade party. So, at the behest of her maid Francine, she dons a skin-tight black cat suit that, in an imperial twist, typical of the period, was once worn as an ceremonial robe by a witch doctor in Africa.
Mm-hmm.
On the way to the ball, Marla took on a gun-toting killer using her cat claws, stiletto heels, and hilariously a puff of powder blown from her makeup compact to disarm the villain. She leaves him trussed with a hapless and unconscious police detective by the side of the road.
The thing I actually find truly interesting about this is the fact that, like a lot of the female artists of that time, Mills was actually had to hide the fact that she was a female because it would have affected sales of the comic if they knew that it was actually drawn by a lady rather than a bloke.
Yeah, because this was around the time when Stan Lee was around as well.
Yeah,
It's
but
not like Stan Lee was only around for a little bit. He was around for quite a while.
was he? I didn't know that.
He's still our bloody page image on Facebook.
Yeah, I know that. I'm just being facetious here.
But yeah, that's a good achievement though to get her comic book during that era. That was a pretty big achievement.
Yeah, it was a shame that there was a massive backlash against unconventional images of femininity, it says here, and the 1950s climate of heightened censorship, which destroyed a lot of comics at the time because things had to be within a tight little frame, and if it didn't fit in that frame, then it got destroyed. So good on you, America. You killed a great comic hero.
Yeah, and not to, and I like the descriptions of what she can do. Like she can fly the plane where she had when she had to, jumping out in the parachute, dressed in the red satin ball gown and matching shoes. She was also a crack shot.
Now, hang on. She had the matching gown and shoes, but did she have the handbag?
Oh, I
And
don't
did the
know.
parachute match the gown?
These are all important facts.
It is an absolute fashion faux pas to turn up at a ball and not have your parachute match your gown.
Would you want to take it up with Mills?
I would. I'd actually love to see this come back and be printed and readdressed and
We
taken.
have yet another shitty superhero movie about it.
My mom.
I don't know about whether it's a movie, but just print of the original comics for Miss Fury, and see if it's popular. Have it come back through, because honestly, looking at some of the storyline here and some of the bits and pieces, I think this is where the idea for Black Widow came from.
Well, the problem is though, like with the characters like Black Widow and Wonder Woman, all the heroes, they're mainly unobtainable in terms of the powers and abilities.
No.
While Miss Fury, on the other hand, her also use their collective brains, resourcefulness, and the odds to let her heal in the face to bring the villains to justice.
So, in other words, she's like all the original comic heroes, such as Dick Tracy and the Phantom, etc., and most of the DC catalog with Batman, who didn't have special powers and abilities, but still managed to go out there and kick butt and take names.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
It's
Although,
only Marvel that they have to have it. Everything's got to be special powers and weird stuff.
oh come on, what about Wonder Woman and Superman then?
They're gods.
Okay, Superman.
He's a god.
He's not a god. I mean, he doesn't. He's not the god. He's not like Zeus
How do you know?
because he's not the king of gods.
How do you know Zeus wasn't just from another planet? Were you around when Zeus was around?
No,
Then how can you make a conjecture like that?
I'm just saying that Superman is not really a god. He can't create life and
He
stuff
came
like
from
that.
the heavens. He came back to life from the dead. Although, if you go on Marvel, that happens every third comic book, isn't it? After they kill them off, they come back.
Well, considering most of the characters are probably going to come back in the next Avengers movie, they don't even go a whole movie dead.
And that
But,
face is known as a bazinga moment for the DJ.
But it's interesting though with Black Fury. There are other people who've taken the mantle of Black Fury as well after Miss Fury. Like there's one character, John Perry. He was the second Black Fury. This feature was created by Dennis Neville and Mark Howell, and he was the alter ego of John Perry, He was a gossip columnist at the Daily Clarion.
Hmm.
He had no superpowers as well. Then you have Rex King, who was the third Black Fury. He was a costumed adventurer who could glide through the air using wind-like underarm flaps on his costume. He defended the jungles of Africa with the help of his pet Black Panther, Kato.
And if you want to, you can read the entire article yourself.
But yeah, I'm just saying that if they do want to bring back Black Fury, the question is going to be which version are they going to bring back? Like you got all these different reincarnations. Are they going to
Bring them all back and just see which one's popular.
That'd be good. Yeah, I could see that
Black
happening.
Fury Battle Royale.
Goodness, no.
Or we'll just do like what was it in the recent DC comics? Black Fury, War of the Cow. Or
But was it originally a DC comic?
Batman War of the Cow. Yeah.
Was Black Fury originally a DC comic?
No.
And on that disappointing note, folks, I think we'll move on.
Yeah, we should move on. So what games have we been playing, Buck?
I've actually been playing CSR2 on my mobile phone.
Oh, mobile phone games. Oh, what have you done?
What do you mean, what have I done? I just told you I've been playing a game.
Oh, I know that, but mobile phone games, man, really? That's not technically a game.
What does CSR stand for?
I have no idea. It's a car racing game where it's all about drag racing, and it's got a storyline where apparently you're helping someone who's had their entire garage of special cars was stolen by somebody else, and you're racing and trying to find out who stole the cars and recover them.
So it's kind of like Need for Speed.
Pretty much.
How far have you gotten to the story?
Well, I'm up to tier 5, and I'm just trying to get all the bits and pieces for my tier 5 car to get up to fast enough to beat the boss of that level and win his car.
So you got have you encountered any problems like graphically and?
No, actually, so far it's actually been pretty cool. The only major issue is you can't just go out and buy the parts you want for the car. It's kind of like a loot box system where it's random. What they call fusion parts for the car. But yeah.
Oh, nice. How about you, Professor? What game have you been playing?
I have dug through the annals of history and played Age of Empires 2,
Oh,
the
that name
HD
means
re-release.
I haven't heard that game in a long time.
I got together with a couple of friends and we played a few. I haven't played it in a few years since probably since the year the re-release came out, but it still holds up.
Have you played Have you played the story modes for the game?
Not in years and years.
Oh, I've always loved the story modes in that game. My favorite story mode would be Saladin's story.
Okay.
It's pretty fun to play. I will say that.
There's a couple of new ones actually, because they added new nations.
Oh yeah, they did. Yeah, there
There's
was.
been, I think, 3 DLC packs since the release.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, I noticed them. They were. Was it the Forgotten, the African Kings, and the Rise of the Rajas?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, they're pretty good. I wouldn't mind playing it again now.
Do it.
Oh, are you gonna play all the other Age of Empires as well after two?
Nah, 2's the only one that's really held up well.
You're not gonna play the Age of Mythologies game that came out after Age of Kings?
I've never actually played Age of Mythology. They did do a remaster of it. I should probably play it sometime because my friend's always raving about it.
So
What,
with
what about Civilization? Are you going to play that as well?
Yeah, I love Civilization. Ever since I played the first one.
so with Age of Empires 2, have you encountered any problems like aesthetically, control wise, anything like that?
Well, I suck at it.
So it's all good. So it's a good game.
Yeah, I still enjoy the game. I don't remember the last time I actually won a multiplayer match. Like, where it's a free-for-all match.
That's all good. That's good to hear. I've been playing, you guys. I've been playing a game called Apex Legends. It's a new game released by the creators of Titanfall. And I will say it's a mix of PUBG and Fortnite.
So it's full of cheaters and it's crap.
Well, it's not crap, but you do get the odd cheater or two. I will admit, but still,
Mhm.
it's a pretty good. It's pretty good so far. Like, I haven't heard any. I've been playing it on my PS3, and my biggest gripe with that game is that it's not
Hang on.
available on
You mean playing it on PS3 or PS4?
PS4. My mistake. Yeah, I've been playing on my PS4, and my biggest gripe with this game is the fact that it's not on Steam, and you have to get it on EA's own launcher, which is Origin. Which uh, I mean, if it goes on Steam, it would be really good to play.
You can play it on PC, so yeah.
Yeah, you can play on PC, but you can't launch it on Steam. You have to get another launcher and then download that game through that
Oh,
launcher.
hang on. It's EA.
Oh yeah.
Seriously?
Well, it's published by them.
Yeah,
It's
it's
made
published.
by Respawn.
Yeah,
And Respawn are considered some of the good ones.
yeah.
Until
Yeah, but it's
EA
just
inevitably kills them off again.
another PUBG Fortnite Battle Royale clone,
Yeah, it makes money.
which is just copying the original Unreal Tournament.
But it's a break from the traditional models of Fortnite and PUBG and Unreal Tournament. It's just really fun. Like I played a couple of hours and I've been having fun with this game.
Uh,
Although when you first start playing it, it does tend to be you tend to die a lot. But as you progress, the more time you put into this game, the more you get better at it.
I've never heard of such an idea before. The more you work at something and practice at it, the better you get.
Uh-huh.
Have you heard of such a concept, Professor?
I can't say I have. I'm going to have to look into the literature about this. Surely someone's done a scientific study on it.
There's got to be something there. Maybe we could call it practice.
Oh no, I meant even with when you do the whole even with the practice sessions, it's not like it doesn't substitute to when you're playing it when you jump into the deep end.
Yeah, but practice is more you do it, the better you get. That's the whole. Like, it's not just practice sessions. The more you do it is considered practice.
Yeah, I get that. I admit that. But overall, I think this game it's a break from Fallout and all those battle royale type games, and it's a neat game. It's a very neat game.
Yeah. Still
Ah,
looks very similar to them.
well, fair enough. Fair enough. Anyways, we should head down to the shout outs. So on January 1926, Disney Brothers Cartoon Studio changed its name to the Walt Disney Studio shortly after moving into the new studio on Hyperion Avenue in the Silver Lake district.
Everybody knows about Walt, but no one ever knows about his brother.
What was his brother's name?
Wait, who are you asking? The professor or?
Either of you. There's two people. I didn't say a name, so therefore it's an open question.
Uh, isn't it Ron? Where it's Ron?
Ron
His
Howard.
brother was Roy. It was Walt and Roy Disney.
Ah, right. Roy Disney. Yep, that's right. Roy Disney. But yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty amazing how the Disney company has gone from a little known studio in Hyperion Avenue to just this big gigantic company.
Walt must have been a younger brother, trying to steal people's credit like that.
Steady on there, old fart.
Oh no, I have two younger siblings. They're always trying to upstage me. They should know I'm the best, damn it.
The ineptitude of the older generation.
So on the 6th of February 2019, Falcon Heavy test flight, the first attempt by SpaceX, was attempted, and this successful test introduced the Falcon Heavy as the most powerful rocket in operation, producing 5 million pounds of force of thrust and having more than twice the lift capacity of the NASA Space Shuttle launch system.
And they sent Elon's car to space.
But he got a new one.
Yeah.
And on the 6th of February 2019, David Bottomley became Australia's oldest PhD graduate at 94 from Perth's Curtin University. Oh, that's an amazing achievement, by the way. Very amazing. His Curtin University PhD focused on the history of teaching methods.
Congratulations. What's his name?
David Bottom.
That's right in front of you.
I was alt tab to look at the Walt Disney thing.
Yeah, congratulations, David. Wow, that's amazing. That's an amazing achievement.
What's more amazing is he's said he hasn't actually even finished yet.
And he's got it.
No, but he's going to continue studying.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think he was speaking to one of the presenters on radio. It doesn't stop. He will not stop.
It's an addiction.
Oh yeah. What was that old saying? Knowledge is power.
Well, that is an old saying, yeah. There's also an old saying, yeah. Only stop learning when you're dead.
But still, that's a good achievement. Good achievement. On the 7th of February 1984, New York's mayor Edward I. Koch, was it Koch, whichever one, proclaimed the song "New York, New York" by Frank Sinatra the city's official anthem. And we wish we could do a rendition of that song, but maybe not.
Da 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 da. Yeah. Isn't that how it was done for the Gremlins too?
Yeah.
They had all the Gremlins. Da 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 da.
I remember watching that movie when I was young. I was
So do
probably
I.
way too young to watch it.
Although I will say that song's been featured in so many TV shows, including The Simpsons.
Mm-hmm. You know who the original person was for that sang that song?
I remember it's a woman, but I forgot the name. It's a New York, New York.
For
It's
shame.
it's from the movie as well. Liza Minnelli. That's the
That's
one.
it. I was just about to say Eliza, but yeah, finally remembered.
She's very. That's a very iconic song. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um.
And a little twist and test for your general knowledge here for the bonus round. Who was Liza Minnelli's mum?
Judy Garland.
Yep. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you.
You've won an all expenses trip paid to the library.
That's amazing. Thank you. Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so we've got some remembrances to share. So on the 1st of February 2019, Clive Swift, English actor and songwriter, best known for his role as Richard Bucket, was
Okay.
Bouquet, the long-suffering husband of Hyacinth in the British television series Keeping Up Appearances, died following a short illness at 82 in Paddington, London. He was also featured in a couple of other shows, such as The Old Guys. If I can.
Steady on, they weren't that old.
Yeah, The Old Guys. It was featuring him and Roger Lloyd Pack, another great actor. My God. Richard will be missed.
He also had a couple of roles in Doctor Who,
Yes.
Oh,
further
yes.
confirming the theory that there were only 6 actors in England.
There's more than 6 actors in England.
I think the role I'm thinking of was he the one with David Tennant?
Yeah, he was Mr. Copper in the Christmas special.
That's the one. I remember that role. It was pretty funny. He won the lottery ticket in the end.
No, Mr. Copper was the tour guide, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was the tour guide, but then David
yes,
Tennant.
he did win the The doctor gave him the ticket.
Yeah, I remember. That was a
And he
fun
set up
episode.
the Mr. Copper. It was like a laundromat and academy.
Yeah.
He was also a character in Revelation of the Daleks.
It was.
Mm-hmm.
He's not the only one. There's been like every actor in Doctor Who was in the original.
Oh yeah,
Even
he
the
was
kids.
Professor. He's Professor Jobel.
I was going to say he was back in some of the earlier episodes of Doctor Who as well.
Okay. Yeah. Wow, I can't believe he hasn't been given a lordship or anything like that for achievement like this.
A knighthood, even.
Oh yeah, knighthood as well. Yeah.
You got to. Wow.
Anyways, 3rd of February 2019, Julie Adams, born originally Betty Mae Adams, American actress primarily in television. She starred in a number of films in the 1950s, including Bend of the River and Creature from the Black Lagoon. Died of unknown causes at 92 in Los Angeles, California. That was so you guys haven't heard of that show, Creature of the Black Lagoon?
I
Yeah,
didn't know of it.
I've watched it.
Yeah, she's the woman in the famous posters. Like she's the iconic figure.
Hmm.
Oh, man,
You
I
asked
can't-
me earlier before
Yeah.
the show if I was born in the 50s, and then you asked me whether I remember this. You're trying to say I'm old and got dementia?
No, I was just wondering whether you remembered it or not. Yeah. I'm not saying
Well,
you
I
have dementia.
wasn't born at that time, but I do remember the movie.
6th of February 1994, Jack Kirby, American cartoonist, famous for his works such as X-Men, Spider-Man, Hulk, Captain America, writer and editor, widely regarded as one of the medium's major innovators and one of its most prolific and influential creators, died of heart failure at 76 in Thousand Oaks, California. Man, Jack Kirby, that's a big legend.
Mm-hmm.
His work was marvelous. Look at that, a callback all the way to the 10 minutes of our anniversary episode.
7th of February 2001, Anne Morrow Lindbergh, American author, famous for the work Gift from the Sea, aviator, and the wife of aviator Charles Lindbergh. Her books and articles span genres from poetry to non-fiction, touching upon topics as diverse as youth and age, love and marriage, peace, solitude, and contentment, and the role of women in the 20th century. Died of pneumonia at 94 in Passumpsic, Vermont. I'm gonna get slaughtered for the pronunciation. So sorry, guys.
Oh, you mean we actually get to slaughter you? Sweet.
So on to our birthdays, guys. So 4th of February 1913, Rosa Parks, American activist in the civil rights movement, best known for her pivotal role in the Montgomery bus boycott in December 1st, 1955 in Montgomery, Alabama, by refusing to relinquish her seat in the colored section to a white passenger after the whites only section was filled. Born in Tuskegee, Alabama.
Mm-hmm. And she's also made an appearance in Forrest Gump and Doctor Who.
Indeed, yes, I remember. Yeah, such a powerful figure. Very powerful figure.
Mm-hmm.
I think, yeah, she and Martin Luther King are the big influences when it comes to civil rights.
There are a couple of key figures, but yeah, there's lots more people involved.
Yeah.
And we'll have a drum roll for the next one.
8th of February, 1828, Jules Verne, French writer known as the father of science fiction, famous for works such as Around the World in 80 Days, 2,000 Leagues Under the Sea,
20!
20,000. Yeah.
You moron.
Yeah, I did say 20,000.
You said 2,000.
All right. My mistake. And Journey to the Center of the Earth.
Mm-hmm. And sending a rocket to the moon.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Born in Nantes, France. 8th of February 1932. John Williams, American composer responsible for some of the most recognizable film scores, which was featured in films such as Jaws, Star Wars, Harry Potter, Indiana Jones, E.T., The Extraterrestrial, and many more. Born in NYC, New York. And still to this day, no one is more famous than John Williams. Although there are a couple that might take over him, like Hans Zimmer, for example.
No, they
You
might
know,
match him, but he's such an amazing composer that they'll never overtake him. They'll just because you got to look at the fact like those are some of the most classic movies,
oh yeah, that's true.
and they're
That's
going to
true.
stand there for a long time. So listen to his music and just enjoy the music of that movie.
Hmm. Yeah, that's true. What's your favorite? What's your favorite John Williams soundtrack from what movie? From any movie?
Um, I think it was in one of the Indiana Jones movies. There's just a nice, relaxing piece of music. I can't remember the name of it, but yeah, it just flows along and it's nice and relaxing.
Mine to this day, when it comes to John Williams, would always be the Star Wars intro songs. It always gets me to this day. Like I would get goosebumps every time I hear the Star Wars intro song to this day.
Hmm.
How about you, Professor?
Jurassic Park.
Oh, oh, that's a good one. That is a good one. Anyways, moving along. 8th of February, 1955. John Grisham, American writer, born in Jonesboro, Arkansas. I've always wanted to watch those movies such as The Client, Firm, and Pelican Brief.
You haven't watched them,
I haven't watched them.
slacker.
I was too young when the Pelican Brief came
What have
out.
you been doing since?
Well, what was it 1995? That was.
There's been plenty of time since those movies come out.
I've been living under a rock. And finally, for our events of interest, so 5th of February 1924, the Royal Greenwich Observatory begins broadcasting the hourly time signals known as the Greenwich Time Signal, or the BBC PIPS. God, I miss listening to the BBC radio back in those days.
Were you around then?
Oh, well, in the 1990s, yes.
Oh, I thought you were saying you enjoyed listening to it back in 1924.
Ah, I wish I would. I wish. 5th of February 1981, largest jelly ever made.
Woohoo.
In Brisbane, of all places, which is awesome. And
It's time to do it again.
and
I've got a
it
swimming
was
pool.
based.
We're taking donations. Everybody send us money and we'll fill a swimming pool with jelly.
Actually, I think you might need more than a swimming pool.
Oh yeah, this was it like 9,246 gallons of watermelon flavor.
Yeah.
That's a lot of water.
My only question is, that much jelly, how much ice cream?
Ooh. and
And how many people got diabetes out of trying to eat?
imagine the grandkids saying like we had the war on obesity back in the 1980s. That's still going on.
No. They launched obesity.
Well, the thing is, it wasn't just a swimming pool full of jelly. It was models of the cast members from the first Biggest Loser.
Oh my god. I wonder how much. You know what's gonna be really. Imagine if you do it in this day and age. I wonder how much jelly would melt into the sewers, and how long would it take for the for the council workers to clean all that jelly up?
And the good thing is, jelly kind of just dissolves in water.
Yeah, but it's like pouring Coke onto the road and it doesn't and sticks when it at a certain temperature, like it gets all sticky.
I thought you liked things that were sticky.
No, Buck, no, that's one of your fantasies, isn't it?
No.
No, I thought you liked chewing gum and stuff like that.
Anyways, finally, so 7th of February, 1845.
Hang on. You were
2000.
saying before you about band-aids, and now someone says something about sticky, and you get all nasty.
Oh, I don't know. I'm just trying to finish the show.
Mm.
Anyways, finally, so 7th of February 1845, a 2,000-year-old glass treasure shattered by a drunk. One of the British Museum's treasured piece of Roman antiquity, the Portland vase, was shattered on this day by a drunken visitor. And luckily they did fix the whole thing up with no damage whatsoever from the original.
It's pretty crazy that I've always been amazed by art restorationists because they can make stuff that's completely indistinguishable from the.
Yeah, but the problem with art restoration is you sometimes get the odd person or two that will just ruin it. Like, wasn't
That's
there?
where you get professionals.
Oh, this one was a story where she claims to be a professional, but then turned out to be an absolute made the piece even worse.
Are you
Is
talking
this
about the
the,
Doctor? Are you talking about the Mr. Bean movie?
No, not Mr. Bean. This was actually a real
The
thing.
Passion of the Christ one? A few
Second, it
years
was
back, an old lady went into an art gallery and just started painting on one of the frescoes because she had a revelation from God that she could go and restore this painting with no painting skills.
yeah. Here we are. Yeah, it was a fresco in Spain. Once you see the image, you'll be shocked and awed at.
Not if you saw it 6 years ago when it happened.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it was so bad. Just looking at the restored version.
That's the reason why
Looks
professional
like you.
restoration experts do special courses at university, and even then, after they've done all that, they still take years before they're considered masters of craft.
Oh man, I wouldn't trust it. I like art restorations, but that was just painful to look at. Anyways, on that note, before we go, should we? Do we have any good memories of our first episode? Before, do we have any good memories we should
Of the
share?
first episode, I
Oh.
can't remember our first episode. Can you remember our first episode?
I remember the trial run we did.
I also remembered that I was the one.
Like flashback music here.
But do you have any good memories? Do you have any good memories of
Good memories. Or do you mean of the show specifically?
Well, I meant like our appearance at Supernova, our E3 night.
Well, E3 was over a few nights. But yeah, that was fun. And so was Supernova. That was actually pretty awesome. We got to meet some amazing people.
Yeah. We met the Fortress. We met some of the guys from the Fortress. We met Shawn from XCT.
Rick Meads.
Oh yes. We met
the
him.
amazing author behind Speckle's Search for Friends, which is the most amazing children's book ever.
We also met the sons of Obi-Wan Jedi Academy.
and Steph Tiernan from Blue Fox Props.
Oh yes, they were good. And lastly we met Jamie Johnston as well.
Oh, yeah.
He was cool.
Actually, we have to do a big shout out this because he just first, second, and third placing in a competition,
Oh, nice, very nice.
which I did post up on Facebook. But yeah,
Yeah, and we do have to give a shout out to Shawn from Comics to Movies for his nomination in the Spacey Awards for Best Current Indie Comic of 2019. I posted that up also on the Nerds page. But yeah, that's a good achievement as well to be nominated.
definitely.
Yeah. Anyways, on that note, that's the end of the episode for the birthday episode. You can find us on Twitter at namalgamated. Find us on Gmail at nerds.amalgamated@gmail.com. You can also find us on Facebook. You can find us on Spotify, Stitcher, iTunes. You can go to that'snotcanon.com, where you can also find some beautiful Nerds Amalgamated merch.
Including mugs, which are great for holding your tea.
Oh yes, oh yes. And
Earl
also
Grey
listening.
hot.
Earl Grey hot. And also some of the cool old episodes of Nerds Amalgamated. And you can also check out the other podcasts, such as General Queries.
And Cutscene Saga.
Oh yes, oh yes. Great bunch of guys.
What's Cutscene Saga about, Professor?
Sorry?
Can you tell us what Cutscene Saga is about? Just to catch you completely off guard and unprepared?
Yeah, because I haven't actually followed Cutscene Saga.
Ah, okay.
It's basically a podcast about games.
That's it.
That's the basic gist of it, but we hope to hear. We hope to hear.
They did an episode where they were looking at Red Dead Redemption 2 the other week, so yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yes,
Nice.
I remember they are one of the ones I've been meaning to check out, along with all of the other wonderful That's Not Canon podcasts.
Mm-hmm. Actually, Red Dead Redemption got a 4-part podcast.
That's a lot of Red Dead Redemption.
Oh yeah, it is a big game. Yeah, so it's basically a video game story podcast. That's the basic gist of it. And we'll send you to their Facebook page in our show notes. Anyways, that's all from us. Hope to hear from you guys. See you soon.
See ya.
And thanks for listening to us for the last year.
If there's anyone out there who's listened to every single one of our episodes, good job. You put up with us a lot more than we wanted to put up with us.
Definitely. Hooroo.
See you guys.